are these people?
Speaking of Dave DeCamp, again, Indie Media Award honoree. That's his Zago Brothers illustration. I brought another piece that he wrote for Antiwar because he's full of good news this week. U.S. Navy Chief unveils plan to be ready for war with China by 2027. Yep, it's coming, folks. The military is getting ready. All right. And this one, actually, it's short because it's a Dave DeCamp article. So thankfully, we can bring the whole article and it's short. Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Lisa Franchetti, the highest-ranking officer in the U.S. Navy, unveiled a plan on Wednesday to be ready for a war with China by 2027, as the U.S. military is preparing for a direct fight with Beijing, despite the risk of nuclear war.
Yep.
The plan lays out goals to be reached by 2027, including making 80% of the naval force ready for combat deployments on short notice. Even though we covered 2 weeks ago with Kit Clarenberg that our aircraft carriers and Navy is effectively dead in the water, and sending an aircraft carrier group would result in nothing but the deaths of American soldiers and all of our ships sunk. So yeah, let's keep doing that. Franchetti told the Associated Press, we know that they're the biggest propagandists on earth, that she wants to increase combat readiness so that if the nation calls us, we can push the go button and we can surge our forces to be able to meet the call. Because we don't have enough bases in Taiwan and the Philippines and Australia and Japan and the Marianas and Seoul, South Korea. May I continue? The plan lays out goals to be reached by 2020. So like I said, other goals include increasing recruitment because they've used all our soldiers up and they're on multiple deployments, improving Navy infrastructure because our infrastructure is shit just like everywhere, removing delays in ship maintenance, good luck with that because we have rotting, aging aircraft carriers, and increasing the use of drones and other autonomous systems. Yes, they want to murder people cowardly and remotely. Franchetti said that the U.S. is taking lessons from Ukraine's operations against Russia in the Black Sea and the U.S.'s new war against the Houthis in Yemen. U.S. Navy ships have battled the Houthis since January in what U.S. commanders have called the largest U.S. naval battle since World War II, but the campaign has failed to deter or stop Houthi attacks. Yes, because missiles from land to sea attacks are not something that our ships can really handle. Franchetti said that she's focusing on getting ready for war with China by 2027 because that is the year of President Xi told his forces to be ready to invade Taiwan. However, that idea is only based on claims from U.S. intelligence officials because we know they always tell the truth. And they definitely don't want to do anything to set up their defense contractor buddies, right?
Nope. He would never do that.
Nope. While China has ambitious goals for its military, there's no evidence of a direct order to be ready for an invasion of Taiwan by 2027. Earlier this year, Defense News reported that Xi raised the issue with President Biden when the two leaders met in San Francisco in November 2023, but of course, Mushbrain couldn't remember anything anyway. Recounting the meeting, a U.S. official said, Xi basically said, look, I hear all these reports in the United States of how we're planning for military action in 2027 or 2025. There are no such plans.
They're claiming that's when China's going to invade Taiwan, right?
Right. Well, that's what Xi is saying. He's already hearing that's what the military is telling this. Because, of course, they've tapped into all of our phones and they're listening and they know exactly what the generals are saying. He says, no one has talked to me about this, Xi Bear. All right. The Defense News report noted how the claims about a Chinese invasion of Taiwan have helped funnel money to a U.S. military buildup in the Asia Pacific. Nah. You mean the defense contractors are going to get rich off of a buildup because they're fear-mongering about a potential war with China? No way, they would never do that. The claim about a 2027 invasion was first made in 2021 by a retired admiral, Phil Davidson, the former head of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, who, again, let me guess, he's now working as a lobbyist or a board member for one of the defense contractors. That would be my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have not looked that up. General Dynamics, or Northrop Grumman, one of them. Quote, the concern it generated earned a nickname, the Davidson window, shorthand for the near-term threat of an attack on Taiwan, because he made it up. Defense News reported that, of course, that changed how Congress spent money. The Pacific Deterrence Initiative doesn't have its own budget, but in the last few years, the U.S. has spent more on its forces in the region, which, again, we know. This is the long game, is that they know that they're preparing for war with China. Now, Indie Media Awards, like I said, these are some of the plaques or the, whatever. These are going to be at the headers or at the top of all of the Indie Media Award pages. I'm going to provide these to all the honorees themselves to use however they see fit. This is for Dave DeCamp. We've also got one for Antiwar.com. These are, again, illustrations by Zago Brothers, including the logos, which is really cool. That we really appreciate that. So if you really, again, please support independent media and support independent art. There are some links and ways to do so. And the money for the last month or so has been going toward the Zago Brothers. There's actually a little bit more than 12% of our goal there, which is $240, because just this morning somebody was really nice and I got $100 PayPal, so that will be going over to them. And a couple other people have contributed as well. But I still owe Zago a few $100 towards all of the illustrations. He's been nice enough to kind of let us pay it down as we collect it, and he's very supportive of independent media as well. And we're starting to see already that, like, Connor Freeman from Antiwar and Kyle Anzalone, again, honoree from the initial class, was they've used them now for their profile pics on Twitter, which is really cool. Appreciate that. And we appreciate that.